We in? We live? Yeah, Travis is with me. Yeah, what's going on, my brother?
I'm good, bro, man. I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm all right. We was I don't know if you want to get into the full thing.
Yeah, go on. Yeah, I don't mind.
So I asked you how your weekend was.
Yeah, and
which you said
it was mixed up and down.
Right.
Yeah. So my nan was in the hospital on Saturday night,
Mm-hmm.
but we had no idea, literally no idea. So she went in and she came out on Sunday, and then my mum got a call from the hospital on the Sunday, just saying that she was in, but they couldn't say why. They're not allowed to.
They're not allowed to. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then it's a mad rush to try and figure out, A, is she okay? What's going on? B, what happened? And then where is she, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But she's at that age where she doesn't want to be a burden. She's definitely prideful. She's a very prideful woman. She just doesn't want to she doesn't want to feel like a burden to anyone. So she's just trying to deal with everything herself. But it's dumb because she can't.
Yeah, it's mad.
And it's not like we don't want to be there for her. Obviously, we want to be there for her.
Yeah,
That's
of
the whole
course.
fucking point.
Yeah, it's mad because you know what? Yeah, when the elderly start getting to that age, they become very conscious of not wanting to be a burden on someone.
Yeah.
Not realizing that out of we love you.
Exactly.
And it's not a burden thing.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? If you need help, you need help, innit? And we're there to provide that for you. Do you know what I mean?
At the least after everything they've done.
For everything. You understand what I'm saying,
Exactly.
bro?
I remember the same kind of thing with my granddad when he was ill, with prostate cancer. He wouldn't tell my mum, he needed to renew his medication. Same thing. Didn't want to be a nuisance.
Right.
My mum was angry hearing that kind of thing there because what is that? That's nothing for me to sort that out.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? The pride, especially when it's
all of that. I mean, the thing is, I feel like I get it.
Yeah.
But it's that you 100% have to push that aside. Do you get what I'm saying?
100.
My great grandmother, she's 103 years old. She's lost a lot of her faculties now. She can't really think.
Yeah,
but I remember she was getting to a stage where she just was feeling like a burden, and we're nah, you're in fact, you're royalty to us.
Exactly.
Seriously, we'll do that.
Yeah,
but it's funny because it's that mentality is definitely a man thing as well. We do not, and we've had this before.
Yeah.
Not going to the doctors. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We do not do. See, my mum. Yeah. If my mum coughs, straight in,
brother.
Straight in.
Yeah.
I used to be with a girl that was exactly the same as well. Any tiny little thing,
Straight through,
spot on her face, just going.
Yeah. New moles.
All of that.
Yeah.
See me, I could be lumpy. I could be lumpy.
Man can be turning grey, bro.
Right.
I'll be hitting more cardio in the gym and drinking Lucozade.
I'm telling you. I'll be honest. It took me, I was a lot younger then, but it took me a strong minute to even touch the clinic.
Yeah.
It took me a strong minute. And see, when I went there and they dabbed me with the cotton bud vibe, I wasn't trying to go back there again, stuff. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Until they got rid of it. Obviously, they still give you the cotton bud here and there, depending on what you're going for.
I've still never been clinic, but I've got the home test kits.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have the balls to go clinic.
Don't you?
Why?
One, because it's kind of long, and two, because I don't know. I feel like it's a bit awkward, though. But I don't know because I've never been there, so maybe it's not awkward.
Thing is, I think about stuff I'm not even out here like that, but I'm thinking, right, I don't want no one to be like Travis J.
Yeah, that's the thing. That happened to me. The last time. That's the thing. Yeah. The last time I went, I actually just went private. Yeah, I just did that. I just did that. Yeah. But that's a whole story.
That's a funny story.
Yeah.
You can tell that. That's a
I
very
don't
funny
even do that today. But the other time I went, it was mad for man. I realised, you know what? I was like, you know what? I can't go AJ Road now. I can't go Jeffrey's Wing.
I like your pod still.
Yeah. I was like, nah, man. Man's in there flipping hoodie, that bro. And do you know what it is as well? Yeah, I think because of my stature as well. Yeah, people just know it's me sometimes. Do you know what? Do you know what the thing is? Yeah, I'll always tell this story because this, to me, is one of the funniest things that I was trying to be so inconspicuous at this time. Yeah, so obviously, I'm DJing. I'm very active as a DJ at this point. Yeah, but at this point in my life as well, broke, going through it. Do you get what I'm saying? I ain't got a whip now, all of that now, yeah? So I'm going to a couple DJ bookings, but I'm trying to cut down the cost.
Yeah.
So I'm getting the train to the booking, which is calm, because I could be drinking.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? But when I'm coming back, yeah, man's trying to night bus it, because these times now the train's not 24 hours.
Yeah, of course.
So I've gone Top Shop one time now, and I've like when I was in there, they had like it was like a bally. But it wasn't a bally though. But it's like a bally.
Yeah,
it was woolly, and
yeah.
the purpose of it was for that when it's freezing cold.
Ears and cheeks were covered.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So all of it, and then you could just see my eyes. Yeah. So anyway, I'm chilling at the bus stop now. It's about 5 a.m. Yeah. I'm coming from central London, and I've got this thing over my face, but I've got it over my nose as well. Yeah. One brother, I'm standing at the bus stop. Yeah. One brother. Yeah. He walks towards me, and as he walks past me, he goes, "You're right, Chucks."
Oh,
And he just kept walking.
the casual.
the casual way he said it.
The man just walked past me and said, "You're right, Chucks." I just kept walking.
The most non-eventful way of talking about.
I'm like, oh my god, bro! I got this
No
fucking
point.
thing over my face, bro. Oh, mate.
Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, we'd like going back to the doctors thing. We are terrible at that. It's so funny that it's like, I think people get to a certain age and they it's not that they don't want to go. It's just that they don't want to burden their family.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Like,
then,
she calls the ambulance like calm, like it's nothing, but she just won't tell us.
she just doesn't want
But
people
there's
to
also
panic.
that thing of elderly people wanting to maintain their independence.
That's true.
Oh, and the thing is, that's so true because she was. I say was because she's not anymore, but she was such an independent person. Like she was still driving in her 80s, bro.
There you go.
And she still lives on her own, even though she really shouldn't. She still goes shop, gets her food. Like she is very independent for a 94-year-old woman.
Yeah.
But she's desperately trying to hang on to that last little bit that she's got of like making sure she can take care of herself.
Right.
Yeah.
But unfortunately now it's at the point where she can't.
It's a deep one.
It's really deep. It's
You know,
really
they say there's a saying that goes, once a man, twice a child. I remember when I first heard that, and I thought, wow, that's so true, you know, because obviously when you are born, you can't do very much, and then you become an adult, and then you can do whatever.
When I was young, I simplified that understanding just as thought like, wear nappies twice in your life.
Yeah.
But it's really like as deep as that. And also it's one of the things where you take your agency. It's almost like as a child, you don't really have your agency just yet. Like people still dictate what happens in your world.
Right.
And then to get to that old stage after all those experiences to just like sign it over to you again.
Yeah, exactly.
The child who's nappy, I changed. Now
Exactly.
you're going to tell
And
me
this is
what.
the thing is, the difference with that is, on a deeper one, is that when you're a baby, how you're being cared for is all you know. Then you become an adult and you're doing your own thing. But then when you get to this stage, you're conscious of, I'm having to wear a nappy. Do you know what? Let's not call it a nappy. It's
not a nappy,
a constant
I
pad.
shouldn't have brought that energy into the conversation.
Because that's techie. You understand what I'm saying? A constant pad. Yeah. So now you get to that stage, and you know what? Your pride still maybe looks at it like that. I'm having to wear one of those type of things. Someone's having to feed me. I can't do stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think as well, going on what you were saying as well, is that sometimes I think that you don't want like you get some people, what you tell them some type of news and they're like, oh my, are you okay? And it's like, sometimes that's not what you need in that moment. So there'll be people that like they might have cancer, for example, and go through the whole process and even beat it and not even have told anyone. Because they don't want the like when Peter had the brain tumor. And I came back and Peter's my stepdad.
Okay.
When like that all started happening, I rushed back because I was in Germany, but I was coming back anyway. And I like rushed to the hospital, but when I went to the hospital, I wasn't on oh my god, like I was just like, yo, what's going on? What's happening? Like, you know what I mean? And we were just chatting and then he's like, and then he was just saying to me, like it's weird because boom, boom, boom. Like, yeah, man, don't worry, man. Everything's gonna work itself out. You know what I mean? Whatever you need, just let us look. We just know that we're there. Then we just crack on talking about football, talking about a bunch of different things or whatnot. It's just about letting that person know. If you ever want to talk about it, I'm here, but I ain't gonna force you to do it, and I'm not gonna cry in front of you. That was difficult because even when Peter started to really decline, and you know, like some people started to come around and you know, like they're just crying or they're just staring at him, and it's like, you know what? Like, even though to you he might not seem like himself or he might not have his faculties and whatever, yeah, understand that there's probably a part of his brain that does really know what's going on. Yeah. So that's
and
not
that
what
cuts
you.
Deep.
Yeah, and that's what stops you from saying, you know what, I don't want this person to come round. I don't want. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. You know what reminds me of when my granddad was like dealing with prostate cancer. That's how he eventually passed away. It was weird because of his age, and I feel like he felt like this was the right time.
Right.
So he was like declining treatments. I never forget, he phoned me and said, Travis, I'm dying, okay? And then he proceeded to give me advice that was like life advice.
Sick.
That whole kind of, you know, be wise in everything you do and don't put your trust in man. Like really final statements. And I remember just like struggling to process this convo because it was like, it didn't feel different to our usual conversations. Yeah. But he was so like, I'm going now. Like he was calling it around the family, the big switch.
Oh really?
Oh, yeah, he's like the big switch.
He
had fully accepted it.
He'd come to terms with it.
Straight.
Yeah.
He weren't playing with it. So now it's like I'm preparing everybody for my departure.
Yeah.
So it was a weird one. Like it was nuts.
But that's like, you know, when you look back at that, that's kind of like it's kind of sick still. Like
I rate it in hindsight, but in the moment,
moment, it's hard to deal with.
Yeah, it's nuts.
I've said before, you know, my mum has like had those conversations with me where she's like, if anything ever happens to me, that's there, this is there, that's that, this is, and I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Worst, bro.
I think since Peter's died, though, as much as I don't like it, what she's doing is very smart. Do you get what I'm saying? Because sometimes some people die and no one knows nothing about anything, right. And then it's just a one big passer. Do you know what I mean? Especially if you've got brothers, sisters, or she's got brothers, sisters, whatever it may be. Yeah. No one don't really know nothing. You know what you know, this is a conversation I don't think I'll ever stop having, but it's like we are not here for a long time, bro.
Bro, listen, as I'm getting to these ages, like I used to just look at life as just, it's long. Do you know what I mean? When I grow up and I'm doing my thing, it's long. And now I'm like, bro, hold on. I'm actually seeing my parents get older. Like I used to look at my dad like, bro, my dad is just, no one can test my dad. My dad can run fast. My dad can play
He-Man.
Yeah, straight.
He-Man.
That's my dad.
Yeah.
And it's like, man's getting older and I'm into adult life now. And I'm looking at my dad, I'm like, okay, I see you slowing down a little bit in certain things. And it's like, obviously we don't age that fast as black people, but I'm seeing the change. And I'm like, bro, we're really humans, you know?
Yeah, trust me.
This thing really goes to a certain place.
There's one thing that you can't beat, you know? Age. Yeah, you can't beat that.
It's two things. Death and taxes.
Oh, yeah, and taxes. Yeah, all of that shit. But, like, age, you can't beat that shit. Like, you know what I mean? No matter what happens, no matter how young you look or whatever, you can't beat that. And, like, you're going to be around. And also, do you know what? I wouldn't even want to be around for a long period of time like that anyway, when you really deep it. Like what? You get to like 130 years old and everyone's dead.
Fam, I had a conversation with my boy one time and he was basically saying like, would you want immortality? And I was saying, I don't think you could be immortal and not eventually become evil. Because the amount of pain and loss that you would experience in your life, you wouldn't be able to form no bonds with anybody.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
That's a deep one still.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's then it's that constant loss, and loss is deep.
Attachment issues.
Issues. That's a deep one.
That is very deep, actually. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want more. Like as long as I can live to a certain age with as much faculties as possible.
Yeah.
Then we're good. This is bringing me on to like something else that I'm not going to talk about so much today, but it's just about, had a mad conversation with one of my brethren about living in a time where there's no electricity. But you know what? It sounds mad, yeah? But one day I'm going to come here and I'm going to break down exactly where that comes from, because that was something that almost actually happened. There was something that almost happened, or that they're saying that almost happened in 2012, that could have affected our electricity, but I'm just reading more into it at the moment, which then went into like me and my brethren really deep in like life without electricity. Anyway, that's conversation for another day. Boom. A couple things before we get into anything serious. You see Salt Bay, yeah?
Yeah.
Does he charge extra to sprinkle salt over the meat and to then get the meat and dangle it over your mouth? Or
So the way it works is that if you order certain dishes at his restaurants, if he happens to be there,
Then
he'll be the one coming to do it.
and then in the meantime he just kicks back in the back
I don't know.
and he's just chilling.
Yeah, I guess so.
Nah, brother.
He's hit the belly.
He really has. 'Cause
He's hit the
bruv,
fucking belly.
people are paying like 400 quid for one
Six
steak just for
something.
him to
Just
do
for him
that.
to dangle it in their mouth.
For the gram. On Instagram.
You letting him dangle it in your mouth?
No.
Why not though?
Major pause.
Like, why are you dangling meat in my mouth like that? Like, do you know what? I don't mind the salt thing. And it's not because I was gay or anything like that. It's just like, I don't like...
I don't want to be fed by
just-
another
You don't
man.
need to... Yeah, like... I don't know. I process things in a bit of a different way at times, innit?
Yeah.
Because, you know, like, sometimes people think, oh, like certain people do certain things for the gram or whatever. And then maybe I might overthink it, but I'm like... I don't really... Even when I was saying about the Travis J, like Jordans and that, yeah, you know, when someone comes up to me and they're like, "Yo, these are the Travis," in my head I'm like, I'm sure he's a lovely don, like I'm
talk
sure he's a
about
nice
Travis
guy, huh?
Travis Scott.
Yeah.
I said
Yeah.
Travis J.
Yeah,
Oh,
he said
shit,
Travis
sorry.
J.
Just
Yeah,
listening to something,
sorry.
I ain't really got
Could
you
you
in
hear?
this thing. Like,
Fucking
But
hell.
even then, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, oh, I'm sure he's a lovely guy.
Yeah.
But like,
I don't need this.
yeah, like you're hitting me with this, like, yo, like he's like, I don't. My brain doesn't really process it in the same way. So when I see people when I see him dangling the meat in someone's mouth,
crazy.
and I know that it's supposed to be like a whole thing, I'm just seeing a man dangling meat in a man's
Yeah,
mouth,
that's
and I'm
all
just
it
like, I look at it like this. Oh, you paid that X amount of money for him to do that. So I'm looking at this guy and I'm saying, you fucking smashed it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hell
yeah.
You
That-
fucking You've got people. Imagine this didn't exist. Imagine this wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
And you just went to a restaurant one day. There was no marketing, no nothing. You just went to a restaurant one day and you saw a man dip the thing in there and he was dangling. Like, you just saw him just do that. Like, how mad would that look?
He's patting himself so nicely, bro. But you know what it is? It's a sign of the way the world is going, where people can take a market, build a brand in the middle of it, and do whatever they want with it.
Well, build an experience.
Yes,
as well.
build an
This is definitely an
experience.
experience
That's the
thing. It's
word,
not
bro.
really about the meat at this
No.
point.
Nah.
It's the experience.
Yeah.
He's made sprinkling salt cool.
The thing is, you say that as like half banter, half serious, but that's fully legit. Exactly what he's done.
Yeah.
That's all that he's done.
That's why he's the fucking guy.
He is a G. I'm
Gotta
not gonna
respect
lie.
it. Gotta respect it.
He's the fucking guy.
Nothing.
If
I know
someone
that's
could come out, yeah, of the, you know, Vapiano's. If Vapiano's had a thing where now the man comes and he just gets this prawn on this fork and he does this,
not the same.
and that's the whole thing.
Yeah. That's nuts.
And then it's like, and everyone loved it. You are the fucking don.
And I know that steak ain't special neither.
Well, I heard it's kind of nice still, but
I
I mean,
the
I
steak
don't
is
know.
good, but it can't be 400, 500 quid for it,
Yeah,
surely
like,
not.
It's not miles past Gaucho's.
No.
Yeah, no, it's not that nice.
The difference is not that much. Yeah.
Nah. I mean, obviously, it's relative to your finances and that as well. I mean, if you're like however many racks up, to some people, it's like going to, I don't know,
McDonald's.
meat and wine company.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
For real.
It's like it's relative to how much racks you got. If you're killing yourself to go and do it now, that's a whole next.
Your
thing.
expectation of that steak is different, bro. Man wants the iPad with it.
You see what's going on with this? What's her name? Jesy Nelson.
Yeah,
Jesy
Little
Nelson
Mix girl.
from Little Mix. You see what's going on with that?
No, tell me
Yeah.
what's going on.
Basically, she's formerly part of Little Mix. Yeah,
She's the one that left, yeah.
She's the one that left.
The one that did the terrible Jamaican accent.
Did she?
Is that?
Yeah.
Is it that one?
Yeah, that's the one.
That's the one.
When did she do that?
What
was
no,
it?
you've seen.
You've
The
definitely
thing is, you've seen
the
a video, but you know what? He doesn't realize that was her trying to do a Jamaican
okay.
accent
Yeah,
because it
she
was
looks-
that bad.
She looks so different now. Like, but yeah, she tried to do this Jamaican accent, and it was just this weird sound. I don't.
Became a meme.
Yeah.
Did it?
Balagna.
Yeah, it was.
What the fuck?
I don't know
Yeah,
what she was
exactly.
even trying to say, bro. But she's like, blah, blah, blah. I was
Yeah, I
like,
know.
everyone stops.
You have seen it, but you
You've
just
definitely
don't.
seen
you,
it, bro.
You didn't.
Who
clock.
did she do that around?
It was on radio.
Was
I think it
morning or
was.
something.
Yeah, it
She
was
did it
either
on
this-
what with Piers Morgan and them man.
No.
It was. I think it might have been radio. but it was filmed. But I don't know.
Yeah.
She did it like on live, whatever.
It's scatty. So for her to blacken up like this is kind of nuts in hindsight.
Oh, okay. So yeah, what's happening with her then?
So okay, well, one thing is that like I feel like how it started. Correct me if I'm wrong here. There was a clip of her new video called Boys, yeah, and basically it's the same production as Diddy's old song Bad Boys, yeah, Bad Boys for Life, right? Now in that clip, when we first saw the clip, it was her basically looking like, she looked like a reborn Beyonce, yeah, and it was just like a lot of like majority black men that was in the back, so there was like black men behind her, and she's saying that she likes Bad Boys for Life or whatever, which is sort of, you know, perpetuating this narrative that black men are bad boys, yeah. So that was one thing, and then also I started to see like people putting up clips of how she looked today and how she does look, and she's doing like the black vibe, like you understand what I'm saying? So obviously she's holding a lot of corn on for that, yeah. And to be fair, she just looks crazy.
Do you know what it is that makes me laugh is that, like, you know, when white artists come out and they know that the R&B or the black audience is a great way to bust.
Yeah.
So you look at like Pink.
Oh, she did that.
Justin Timberlake and that would like not so heavy on the Justin Timberlake, but you know he probably wanted to get into his country bag way early than they let him.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you know what? I don't know about Justin. I'd cut Justin some slack still. I think Justin, without diverting it, I think Justin was doing the pop thing, but always wanted to do the R&B thing. And you know what? That thing that he had with Pharrell, it just worked and it was good or whatever.
Yeah,
but he's privileged.
True.
And because of his privilege, he's able to just jump back in and do whatever. Justin Bieber now. I think that's a bit more different.
Yeah.
Now, did we not have a conversation about whether he was culturally appropriating? Nah, I think he does, but I think he's good at it.
You think he does do it, but he just does it well.
I think he does it well.
Sort of like Justin Timberlake.
I don't think Justin Timberlake appropriates though.
Do you not?
I wouldn't say that about Justin Timberlake. Weirdly, like I don't feel like he's. Obviously, I said it in banter with the blacking up. I don't feel like he blacked up. Do you know what I mean? I feel like that's his vibe. Like with how that collaboration's worked with Pharrell, and that's just how it came together. Whereas I think obviously with Jesy and that, this is a deliberate move, and I think with Pink it was a deliberate thing.
Right.
Because obviously that There You Go thing came out, I was like, right, no, I feel like I'm rocking with this chick.
Yeah.
And then it just went nuts, and I was like, okay, I don't even recognize you. Clearly,
She
that
just
weren't
went
you.
Sharon Osbourne on that.
Yeah, left the thing clean. So for me, I'm like, I don't like it when it's a deliberate thing, but if it's like an organic arrangement, I can accept it.
Yeah. With Justin Bieber, by the way, the reason why I would say that he does is because every time, like when he's about to get in his country bag, it's just long hair, he's got this big long mustache and all of that shit, yeah. And then when he's about to go back into his R&B bag, he has a fade.
Yeah. That man starts slitting eyebrows for no reason.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's hard. Like, it's hard. But this girl now, firstly, the song's trash. Secondly, Diddy needs a seeing too, because how he even co-signed this one and even let this sample go like that is absolutely mental to me.
Does he own his stuff? Did he?
Diddy, yeah, Diddy owns everything. That's one of the reasons why people are onto him, because he owns everything.
He owns everyone.
He owns everything.
Mad money.
But it's like, yo. Like what? I mean, my thing is like, what was going on this day? Like, when you went to the tanning shop to check my gal? Like,
oh my word.
what was happening that day for you to just? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That tanning stuff that's going on, by the way, yeah. I don't know. Is it tan? Like, what is it? Like, why does he look so dark?
Yes, it must be a spray tan thing. Because that's happening now. And now a lot of these like influencers you're seeing, they're getting accused on the like the blackfishing thing as well. Because people just like, they get that ambiguous look. Because once you got that ambiguous look, it's like you're open to all markets.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And you see that there's like a difference in how much money a black influencer would make versus a white influencer. So once you're in that middle area, it's like you can appeal to a lot of different ways.
Yeah, but the black influencers get less.
Much less.
So it's like now you are.
But they appeal to they appeal to the main market. Like the black market is a massive spender base. Like we are huge. Like the black pound is still strong, even though economically we're not that strong. So if you have someone that's ambiguous, you're connecting on the many different levels.
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying? And I think that's where the value is for these white influencers to blacken up like that.
Yeah. I think it's got a lot to do also with the fact that like it's about what's cool, and then it's about what's like still using your privilege at the same time. So over there, this is proper cool. But do you know what? Whether this person is conscious of this or not, whether they are conscious of this or not, a part of it is essentially, I really like this.
Yes.
I don't necessarily want to deal with what it actually comes with to be that.
Yep.
Because I still want my privilege.
That's right.
So I'm going to do a little bit of it so I can maybe be a part of it and do some cool shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, sometimes it just looks so mad. Like, it just looks so mad. It looks so forced. It looks like... And it's a massive issue because it's like, even with them doing that, if they are able to get away with doing that, the corporations and stuff, they just feed into it, and they're like, okay, cool,
That's right.
we'll give you the budget for everything, and as opposed to going to the place where it is authentically done or where it's being copied from. Do you get me?
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, she's holding a lot of corn, but I can't lie, and I think that I think it's very deserved.
100%.
I think it's very deserved, man.
It's not like the tune slapped. If the tune slapped, we might feel a little different.
Yeah, mate, I don't know.
I mean, if the tune was hard, it's like you're still enjoying it, but it's like, yeah, you're a bit messed up, but the tune bangs. Whereas this way around, it's like, it's a double fuckery, man.
She just looks nuts to me, bro. I can't even, the whole thing just looks mad. It just looks mad to me. It looks mad. But like I'm never surprised by it though. Like I'm never surprised by it. A part of me is like, the game is the game. I'm glad that at times people can be called out for it a bit. Yeah. But like sometimes I ain't gonna lie. It's times like this is where I do like Twitter. Because Twitter just has this moment. And I remember seeing someone saying, yo, you lot need to be careful because you lot are going to outrage this tune to number one. I said, that's true still. I said, that's true still. But I don't know. Maybe there's a level of ignorance in there, some naivety. Maybe she is a part of a plan that she is not necessarily fully aware of. This is me cutting her a little bit of slack here now, which I maybe shouldn't be doing, but all I'm saying is that sometimes there's a whole team that's involved. I asked the question, is she a creative? Is she creative like that? Is there someone that's saying, oh, you know what? Is she the person who's turned around and said, you know what, I want to get more into the R&B thing, and then someone in the team saying, oh, well, yeah, do you know what? Oh, it would be good if you spun off this tune and, you know, bad boys and think Mexicans, think, you know, blacks at the back, and, you know, because when I watched the video, it's actually not like, it's not just blacks. There's Mexicans in there. It's just more the American bad boy thing, innit? There's white dons in there too. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, but it's like, the whole thing just looks like a little bit of a mess. The fact that she even looks as dark as she does is another nuts thing to me. But also, not necessarily cutting her some slack on this, but when you go to certain places outside of London in particular, you see like people are up there tanning hard.
It's orange.
Yes.
Yeah.
But now it's like there's a new vibe, because it's like at one point there was like the light. Remember when girls were doing like the light sort of tan, and then they started going for the darker sort of tan, which then turns you orange. Now this one is like this kind of orange. It's still orange, but it's like, you know, the fruit bowl, and you didn't touch the orange for time, and now it's gone. Yeah, it's gone proper dark.
It's like, you know, the ones that the bodybuilders use.
Yes.
You see the white man coming there, black fam. Oh, bro, I used to think, right, there's enough black man in the lineup. It's like, right, with the face though.
Yeah, exactly. And then all you got to do is look at their feet.
Yeah.
Or their hands, and you can. It's like, raw. Like, this is nuts. Like, you looking hella like a different type of mixed race. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's like, this bit is mad, whatever, and then your hands is, and then the feet, and then usually the feet are blotchy. What is it? Can I ask some of you lot?
It's the toe knuckle, fam.
Yeah, exactly.
It don't get in between the little crevices, so when you start stretching out the toes, it's disgusting.
I hear that. But what is it about? Let me ask some of you lot, yeah. What is it about the foot part of the tan that fucks it all up? Like, why is it always blotchy around the feet and sometimes around the hands? All you're doing is lying down.
But I don't know, bro. It's like, obviously, toes and knuckles, same issue, fam. These crevices, they're hard to get in, fam.
Yeah, I hear that.
You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
You're
yeah,
there lying down like this now. You can't close your fist.
Yeah, I hear that. I hear that, bro. Oh, mate, I don't know, man. But, yeah. I don't know. We'll end up seeing what happens here anyway. I don't know if she's come out and said anything about it. And I know that, you know, everyone's having their moment on it. It probably won't mean anything after a period of time, which I think is going to upset some people, especially women. You know what I mean? Black women in particular, because we talk, these things get spoke about for a little bit, and then everyone just goes quiet about it again, and then someone else just comes with some other fuckery, and then it just like, it's just another trigger. Do you get me?
No, it's real. It's real. But I think that's why it's important that Twitter and space exists, like you were saying, because it just lends a voice to the voiceless. Do you know what I mean? Because before Twitter, let's be real, how is this this outrage being voiced?
Yeah.
Like, social media can do so much because we've got the freedom to put it out there.
Yeah.
And that's why the algorithms and all this kind of stuff does its best to block that stuff as well. But can't.
I don't, like, this is the thing as well, yeah. People need to understand that there's actually nothing wrong with like paying homage and doing that type of stuff. And like, you know what? It's like, especially as like a white girl who maybe loves R&B music and stuff like that. No one is never saying that you can't do it. Like, it's there for you. You can do it. Just be yourself within doing it.
That's
like, right. I think the problem that we face the most when it comes to stuff like that is just how forced people can be in terms of like trying to be a part of something, and then the issues that you kind of create within doing that, because what you're essentially then doing is like, well, you're now a part of a thing where now you're getting, which I said before, these corporations that look at that as, okay, this is the digestible version.
There you go.
Yeah. So we're gonna fuck with this, and then it suppresses that.
Fam, it's Ali G in comedy.
Yeah.
Because when he came out, do you know what I mean? Richard Blackwood was the guy on Channel 4. He was the guy making those moves. Ali G comes now that he's the main guy with a black, you know what I mean, with a black passing voice in their eyes. He ticks our box now. So now you've got black comics on the circuit looking at this brother thinking, this brother's taken a very loaded phrase, is it because I is black, and making that shit famous. And we're sitting here, actual talent in this thing, watching that happen. So that feeling directly is like, raw, this taking a piss, this done's a violation. And obviously it blows up because what you're saying, the corporations, they get behind, it's like, okay, this is an accessible version of what you guys do. We don't really want to pattern with you too heavy. So boom, now we're enjoying. So I'm glad that the backlash is there for this one.
Yeah, that's true, man. That I remember that actually, the Ali G thing. And I remember obviously the whole thing with Craig David and that as well.
Yeah. And it's nuts because obviously you'll see men come out and be like, oh, I didn't know that was the effect it was having on you. Like Trish, talk show, he like mocked her face as well. Like, you know, he'd say in some interviews, like, oh, I didn't really recognize this. Like, bro, these people behind the scenes reached out to man. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These things, these convos went on, and it's like, when you're in your moment, you're untouchable, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna listen to you, man.
Yeah.
Tell me what.
You're only trying to hear it now when shit ain't happening for you now.
That's right.
And then now you're starting to understand it. But when you was actually really having your moment, you didn't even want to hear it.
That's what I'm saying.
But yeah, I think that usually in places like this, yeah, it's more, these people probably find it easier to market the person who sounds like the guy or the girl than it is to actually have the guy or the girl. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, if I am sitting here saying, yo, like, I'll give you an example. Let's say Lippy.
Okay.
Yeah. See, like the way that Lippy talks or whatever, where he comes from or whatnot. Yeah. I'm very happy for him in that, the fact that he's actually, we're at a time now where someone like that can prosper.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah. But particularly at a certain point, you would have had someone that would have looked at that, and they probably still will, and they'll say, oh, no, he sounds too hood, or he sounds too this, or whatever. But you get someone who's outside of that community that talks that sort of same way, and it's like, right, we can market you. Like, we can do something with you because you are more of the digestible phase.
That's right.
Because kids that are from you know, outside of the major cities in particular, like they will be able to relate to that more than they would be able to relate to the Don who's actually from there like that.
Yeah.
And I think that we kind of also maybe some people kind of like fantasize about like the gangsterism stuff.
Of course.
But obviously you don't want to be a part of it.
That's right.
You like it.
Yeah.
It's kind of risque kind of vibe.
Straight.
But like actually dealing with it is a whole different thing.
It's like banter about like roadman banter. It's like, if you really break that down, it's so loaded. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like, obviously it's like, yeah, oh, go on, obviously, and it's like there's laughing points there. But you start to unpack all of that and you start to realize, man living in that world don't want to really live like that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But it's like you're taking the little bit on top, and it's like we make fun of it, make light of it, and have some fun with it. But there's a lot of man that's really struggling in this world. Like, if you start looking into these stories, that man on the road that got sucked into that life and didn't really need to be there, or just got warped in it, growing up in it, cousins, family. It's so loaded, and it's like you make it accessible for people outside to just go, right, that's entertaining.
Yeah, for real.
Do you know what I mean? So there's a lot there in many ways.
Did you watch the Dave Chappelle show?
I did, bro.